Hi everyone, welcome back to our podcast. This is Anthony Shin and I am the new intern of our REI. I just joined this hours and I look forward to joining Pauline to tell you guys all kinds of significant and interesting stories for the next 3 months.
Hi, Anthony, and welcome to REI and our podcast. We are very excited to have you here. And we just finished the episodes of World Friendship Day last week, and we are starting a new series this week.
That sounds great. What's the new series about?
In this series, we want to talk about all the projects that REI supports at this moment. So we want to make one episode for each of the project. And as you could hear in the background music, it was about the refugee children who fled from Syria and Palestine, learning how to sing and dance with their teachers, playing heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. And this first episode is about the kindergarten project in Lebanon. So we have some interesting and important stories to tell you, and we want to spread it to everyone. So, however, I think we need to brief background about Lebanon before we dive deeper into this topic. Can you maybe give us some background?
Sure, that's a great idea, Pauline. Look, I've done some background research already. So Lebanon is a small Middle Eastern country with an outsized historical and cultural significance as well. The population is about 5.5 to 6 million people, but it extends all the way to 7.5 to 8 millions by including Syrian refugees. Since Lebanon has been accepting refugees from Syria and Palestine, there are many challenges economically, politically, and socially.
That is right. Lebanon has suffered due to embracing refugees from its neighboring countries, and the refugees in the country have been facing obstacles as well. For example, in shelters that are dangerous, overcrowded, and poor sanitation. Furthermore, many refugees were not able to obtain legal residency due to high renewal fees and limited regulations.
True, and refugees have been struggling to get access to mandatory services such as healthcare and education.
Could you give us more details about this historical context of the refugees in Lebanon?
Sure, the history of refugees in Lebanon starts from 1948. Hundreds and thousands of Palestinians fled to Lebanon after the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. There are 475,000 Palestinian refugees registered with UNRWA until these days in Lebanon, and some of them are currently residing in 12 designated camps by the Lebanese government. Since all of them are not guaranteed to reside in those camps, many refugees are living in gatherings.
I think providing education support is one of the most important aspects that REI supports for the refugee children in Lebanon, and mostly they are from Syria or Palestine. So this is a kindergarten that provides for 100 students in Wadi Zain in the south of Lebanon, and the place provides basic education for the children, but also addresses their psychosocial needs.
That sounds great. Could you tell us more about this school?
Certainly, the school has been focusing on the education and the psychosocial activities for the children, and they are all around 4 to 6 years old. So they do all kinds of activities, just like normal kindergartens that you can find anywhere, such as learning numbers, playing team games, and learning artworks as well. But the kindergarten is that the teachers are from the refugee communities itself, and they have experience of working in the education field.
That sounds reasonable. What are the long-term goals for that education?
Is getting those Syrian and Palestinian children to get ready for entering into the Lebanese school, since those countries have very different educational systems, and the kindergarten teachers have been doing their best for those students to learn about their new home and get used to the Lebanese school life.
Are there any examples of success cases?
Of course, there are. Let me tell you about Isra Nafur. Isra is a refugee from Syria and she loves drawing. She had a tendency to draw everywhere, such as on her books, bags, and anything that belonged to her. Isra did not like coming to kindergarten when she joined at the age of 5. She was alone and did not talk to anyone, even the teachers as well. Teachers did their best to work together with Isra's mother to make sure that to tell Isra the importance of being clean and taking care of her own stuff. Therefore, her mother bought a small board where Isra is able to keep working on and she can draw there. So she would stop drawing everywhere. So the effort from the teachers and her mother finally paid off. Finally, she loves to come to the kindergarten.
What a great example. I'm very delighted to hear that Israel likes to come to school now, and seems like she just found her own talent, which she can keep developing on it. Actually, I have got something to bring on the table as well, since I was stationed in Lebanon when I was doing my military service.
That sounds very interesting. Please share us about your experience.
Known as a member of the UN peacekeeping forces, it's called UNIFIL. My position was an English interpreter of the Civil Military Cooperation Team. Our team facilitated various operations related to conduct interaction with civilian actors, such as rebuilding villages, donating food sources, and teaching them as well.
I have teaching experience. Please tell us a bit more about that experience.
It was not actually me teaching kids directly. Our team was running a tiny education center within the military base where we invited the families of refugees over once a week to provide education opportunities. The classes were operated by the local teachers our team hired, and I was the one who was in charge of the translation of classes. The reason we hired local teachers was that they were much more familiar with the Lebanese culture, so they were able to come up with feasible pedagogical methods. Our team also realized that the idea of hiring local teachers worked really well in terms of respecting their own cultures.
Wow, that's very cool. So, is there anything that is directly related to REI, or is there something that REI has to pay attention to?
Like, if I have to be honest with you, I don't think it is directly related to REI. However, what I did in Lebanon inspired me to be interested in refugees, so I would like to support them as a civilian this time.
So, thank you for sharing your insights on your mission in Lebanon. And it's very significant that we, as supporters, promote their independence and empowerment so that this can be continued through communities. So, let's jump right into our mission and vision. What do you think that REI can carry out besides educating them?
I think that communication is the key for everything, and telling individual stories can be powerful as well.
That's right. As with Queenie on the World Friendship Day podcast episodes, that empowerment in practice always starts with listening. Therefore, as you said, listening is definitely one of the most important tools for functioning communication. I really liked that you actually mentioned telling individual stories, since one of the main missions of REI is spreading out the word to get attention, telling their stories, and it must be considered as an essential part of our mission.
Exactly. Since we have been sympathizing and responding to their current situations, we are enthusiastic to excavate stories through communication with them. For that reason, our mission for this project is to introduce the stories that REI conducted in Lebanon and how we had been empowering them as well.
True, so from now on, we would like to introduce some heartwarming stories from the kindergarten, and our funding covers salaries, tablets, books, uniforms, and teaching materials for the students. The program focuses on getting Syrian children to be prepared for entry into Lebanese school systems and educating teachers to deal with psychosocial problems, and also empowering refugees as teachers.
Okay, that makes sense. So was the story of Isra Nawfal one of the examples of this project?
Some more. There is a little girl named Maria, and she was born in Lebanon after her parents left Syria and when the war took place. So she was lonely and she could not pronounce words properly, but the REI supported program was able to change her life. The program was conducted in the mosque and it greatly improved her communication skill, and now she wants to attend kindergarten every day. This was one of the most successful cases in which our work addresses the conflict through teamwork and trust building through education and communication.
What a great success story. Now I have a vivid understanding that the REI supported program contains the actual potential to change people's lives. And it can be very beneficial, especially for refugees.
It's a perfect moment for closing. Thank you so much for being here, Anthony, and for giving us your time, sharing your own experience and your interest in our stories.
Here today, I had so much fun by having conversation with you, and this has been the most productive time ever.
Up with this conversation next time. Before we close, please visit our website for more heartwarming stories that our team conducted in Lebanon. Click the likes, subscribe us, and please donate if you want to. And
please visit our website. We will be very delighted to see more people visiting us and getting more attention from all of you.
alright, please stay curious, stay kind, and always get ready to hear some inspirational stories.
See you next time.
See you next time.